Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Speed Build. I'm that savvy guy and we are going to be working on a house called 220 Sackett Drive. So as usual, I found this house on Google. Unlike the last speed build that I did, I wrote down the address of this house. I will be doing that from now on because I don't know why I didn't do it in the start of or before I started building the last house because I don't know, I was just in the mood. I'm like, I really want to get this build right out of the way so I can have this done for tomorrow, kind of like what I am doing right now for this episode for you guys that is uploaded today, which every episode is always pre-recorded the day before. So that's why it's always up at like 4 p.m. because usually I wake up at like maybe like 3. So yeah. So yeah, I wrote down the address for that, and that'll be the title for the episode. So yeah. Um, I used the gray brick this time around. For this other small house that I built, I used light gray brick. I can't really find like a nice like shade of like tan or brown brick, unfortunately, without it looking really bright or really just out of place. So, um, yeah, I decided to go with the gray brick because I haven't used the gray brick. I've only used the light gray brick. And this time around, I actually built a chimney, which hasn't been seen that often in all the other builds that I've done. But this time around, we actually have a chimney for this house. I hope you guys have actually been enjoying all the speed build videos. I actually do plan on doing another game for you guys to play. I'm just like trying to figure out what it is. I was thinking of doing a strategy game, and I've been thinking about doing like Civilizations 5, Civilization 6. You can let me know in the comments what you might like, or I might think about it. I know that I've been focusing on the creative stuff, which uh, the Civilization games can't really be that creative, honestly, but I do like strategy games, so I would like to share that with you guys and show you guys the game if you haven't seen it before. Oh, the other thing I did is what I'm going to be doing for garages from now on is I'm going to make a little, like, kind of like an indent, I guess you could say. Like I bring out a block, but then the garage door is actually inside there instead of like being right on the flush of the wall. So I decided to do that. Also, this house has a large window in the front because this house that I found on Google has a large window in the front. And when it comes to the roofing part, I tried my best to get it as close as possible to the shape of the roof because it's like 3 different triangles going on here with the roof. So yeah, the ceiling for this too, I wasn't really sure of how I was going to go because the ceiling for the living room, which is a big open floor plan for the living room, I decided to, raise the raise the roof a little bit for the living room. The living room's really big. That is a loud car outside. I apologize for that if you heard that. um, Also, the thing is I was only able to fit one bedroom in here. And after this build, I actually went off camera to try to see if I can build stairs up to the attic area to not make it look, weird. And unfortunately, it it did, and I couldn't get it to work. So there was no attic. There's no real like attic space for more bedrooms. So unfortunately, this is only 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. So realistically, this would probably have like 2 to 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. I'm sure, or like 1.5 bath. I'm not sure. I didn't really look at the details on the Google image anyway. So yeah, here's the part where I work on the roof. The way that the house was built is that parts of it had siding on it, which was more like a grayish siding, but I can't do that because there's no like gray quartz or any other colored quartz, which Minecraft really needs to do that. Mojang needs to do that. They need to make different colored quartz, unless there is Unless there is a mod or something that I haven't found yet that has different colored quartz. I have different colored blocks, but that does not include quartz. So yeah, I also did it with the garage too. But the way that the garage was, which you'll see in the thumbnail, is it's I don't know, the siding connects to the part of the garage door at the top. It doesn't really like connect, but it looks like it does from the picture. I didn't want to have the same material that close together because then it'd look really weird. So I decided to keep a space there and just have it for the top half, just to add a little, add the similarities to it, to the house, because I try my best to make it 100% as accurate as possible, but that usually can't happen in a game where there's certain limitations to materials, despite the mods that you can have, and of course, you know, the texture packs that you use with said materials. Also, you notice later on that I messed up the roof for the garage because there's a corner there that I forgot to close off that you'll see later, and then I have to redo that section of the roof. It didn't take me too long because it was just like one side and not even the whole side. It was just part of it. So I go back and fix that later. I had a little trouble with the roof trim here because it looked really weird. So I think I think in the video I went back and fixed that too. So yeah, yeah, these, I don't know, like these builds have been these builds have been very fun to do. They really, really have. And, you know, I'm glad that you guys have been enjoying them. I try to be as creative as possible. There will be other types of builds soon. Don't worry, there will be different types of builds soon. So there won't just be houses. I'll also build like a bank. I'll build a restaurant. You know, I just want to fill out the neighborhood first and then build a road that leads to probably, oh yeah, here's the part where I fixed the roof, by the way. Yeah, I messed up, so yeah, this is where I fix it. You know, I just want to, I'll build the road further down, and then I'll finally build like a bank probably at the end of the road where it turns into, you know, right and left, or I might make it a corner somewhere. You know, that'll be pre-planned. I just need to fill in all the ground with the road. So yeah, the path here too is actually skinnier in the picture, so I decided to just do it by one block and then just connect it to the driveway, because a lot of houses that I've been building so far, to make as close as possible, they usually have the path to the house or from the house to and from the driveway. So yeah, okay. Now the inside portion. This is where I try to make it look nice from the inside, but since the roof was in the way, it would have looked weird, so I decided to just cover it up with the white concrete for the ceiling, and you can see that it is taller than that. Then I also eventually used netherrack for the fireplace, and then I light it on fire, so that way there's an active fireplace, but I do that later because there's some other touch-ups that I do outside as well as inside. So there was like this little hole here that I kind of modified before I even started the video, where I made it into the shape of a pool that I wanted. And this is actually next to the larger house that actually has a pool, and I wanted to add one here too. So I take some cobblestone blocks and I make a path. This one was a little difficult because I was trying to make it as, you know, as nice as possible, and it became a little bit of a hassle. So I eventually get it though, because I use shrubbery, or, you know, greenery, whatever you want to call it, leaves. I use leaves, of course, and then I also modify the section between this house and the larger house, and I put andesite as the wall. You'll see that later. And then you'll see here that I put cobblestone, and then I put leaves up above just to kind of section it off. I do add an opening though from the left side as you leave from the back door. So that way, you know, you could just walk out, you know, to the front or around the pool, etc. And then I'll add a little outdoor table, like the glass table that you've seen me use before in other like the furnishing builds that I've done. And then I make a sitting area, and then I adjust that too with the fencing that I put around the house beforehand. So here's the part where I make the pool. I make the shallow part of it. I'm using white and stone brick. So this is, of course, part of the... I don't know why they don't have it for the normal Minecraft. I have no idea why they don't just automatically have it in the game. All these different colored bricks and stuff. I mean, it should be pretty simple to add to their game. But, you know, I digress. So yeah, I fill in the pool. Looks really nice. And then I add some glowstone, not only for the pool floor, but I add it for the path as well, just to light it up at night instead of just trying to build like... lamp posts or something. Yeah. Usually the last things I do is I put lights in the house, but this time I go ahead of time and I go ahead and start putting in the lights and the light switches too. So I also forgot to put in the garage floor, but I do that as I'm putting the lights in too. So yeah, and this time I didn't mess up the light switches and I didn't miss any rooms by accident. So yeah, this time I actually get them right. And then here's the part where I fill in the floor. I feel like the universal block that I'm going to use for all the garage floors that I do is going to be andesite, because it's more like that concrete-y type of flooring. And I mean, I could change it to something else too, like a wood or probably a different kind of stone, which I used, what was it called? There's andesite, there's granite, and then there's diorite. I used diorite for the foundation of the house, which I should have mentioned that before, but I forgot to do that. And then I used iron fencing for the fireplace, for the gate around the fireplace, and then I add fire to the netherrack. And then here I add some big bushes here. There's not really, I didn't plant any trees because they would have gotten in the way in the showcase of the house. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna do that last. Do that last or off screen, and then I'll probably take a picture with the house like that, or probably not, I don't know. And then here I add some fencing. I didn't make it its own perimeter around, like next to the hedge. I actually made the hedge a part of that property as well, just for one side of it. And then this weird kind of angles that I do with this fencing, I don't know, it was a little strange. I was just trying to manipulate the land with it, so yeah. Or manipulate the fence around the land, so yeah. And then here's the part where I add the table, which there was like this little space here right next to the pool that I'm like, there's nothing here, so I'm just going to add like a table. And then I also adjust the size of the table, the chairs that I use, because I use a modern couch. I used the red one, and then I make a big table right there. It was hard to adjust the size of it, and I was trying to center it with the pool as well. So yeah, I was trying to count like 1 2 3 1 2 3, is this even? And it is, and it was. So yeah, I widened the space a little bit, and then I added more shrubbery around, more leaves, just to kind of enclose it a little bit more. And then I take some cobblestone and go underneath the chairs and the table to fill in that area, because I didn't want it to be grass. I want it to be kind of a solid floor right there. And then I cut out the grass here, and then I leave some space that you got to move the chair backwards. Got to move it back to get up. And then I use andesite for like a wall there behind there, just to make it a little more professional. So, and then the last thing I do is I go around and I take some bone meal, and I bone meal all the grass where there's space, because I don't want to have plain grass. So. But anyway, here is the showcase of the house. Here's the front with the lovely garage. The weird roofing that's going on here, I think it actually turned out pretty well. Here's one of the sides. It looks really skinny from the side, but it actually fits a lot of space. Very large open floor plan. That's the side where the bedroom and the bathroom is. So here's the back, which you get a lovely view of the back from this angle. You get the chimney, you get the nice outdoor table with the chairs, or the couches really, and then a nice pool, and you can see all the shrubbery that kind of encloses that space. It's so pretty, so pretty. And then here's the other side. It was a little hard to get this side because of the big house in the way, but you kind of get the gist of it. You get the view of the pool as well in the backyard. So I hope you guys did enjoy this though. If you did, be sure to leave a like down below and don't forget to subscribe. But I will see you guys next time for another build, and you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'll see you guys later. Bye, everybody. See you later. Thanks for watching.